Yes, there's Bubba Watson, and we're talking about the article from Brandel Chambly about the anatomy of greatness and how Bubba Watson, if you remember, at one point Brandel had flipped him around and put him side by side with Jack Nicklaus, and their backswings and their overall swings look very, very similar. Backswings look identical. So we're looking at how we're allowing the lead knee to come in and the big hip turn, right? So if you read that article, you'll notice how the stats are staggering, right? We got some amazing statistics as to the success of the players who use that. Hale Irwin, Lee Trevino, Sam Snead, the list goes on. I mean, these are the greatest of the greats. And they all had a huge hip turn in the backswing with that lead knee coming off, including Mo Norman. If you watch Mo Norman in his prime, he had an overlapping grip. And he had a huge backswing that went to parallel with that lead knee coming all the way back behind the ball with that lead heel off the ground. And he was pipeline Mo Norman, and he was very sneaky long for his time. You see? So we've lost sight because of our fear. And, well, you know, we've been teaching this for 20 years, so besides us, but if you look at what's been going on, it's the nip and tuck society of fear. You know, be careful. If you don't hit these positions and you have way too much excess motion, your margin for error is going to be off the charts, and you're going to make bad mistakes. It's all hogwash. We have a machine. This human machine is absolutely brilliant off the charts. All you got to do is go watch Bubba Watson hit some golf balls to see how brilliant you can be. Just go to a gymnastics meet to see how brilliant a human body can be. So we're gathering the backswing. One of my favorite drills as a backhander. Now, Bubba Watson, in his case, I think is a forehander. And Phil Mickelson is definitely a backhander. So is Sergio Garcia, and so is Jordan Spieth. Okay? So if I take my lead hand, I put it on the club upside down, I hold it like I'm holding a sword. Now imagine I'm taking a sword through a vertical bamboo shoot here. So I'm going to gather that sword, and I want to feel like I'm using the weight of the sword to deliver through that shoot. So notice how I'm gathering back. Just like a baseball pitcher gathers back. You notice that knee comes back, the big hip turn. Of course, rib cage and pelvis are built through the spine to move together on top of the hips. The ball socket system is where you turn from. You don't turn from the spine. There's no spine. Every vertebrae has a facet joint built into it to prevent the vertebrae on top of it from spinning out. If the spinal cord twists, you're in big trouble. Okay, that's how anatomy works. 101. Okay, so I've got a setup to hit a shot here. And my goal is to finish my backswing, gather a huge backswing. Why? So I can whip the snot out of my club towards my target with ease and grace, not with force that's going to split a rib. So if you feel that your strain level on a scale of 1 to 10 is 6 or more, you have an incomplete backswing. If you feel that your velocity on a scale of 1 to 10 is less than 7, you have an incomplete backswing. So the numbers we're looking for is 3 out of 10 for effort and 7 or 8 out of 10 for velocity. So if you look at that swing that I did right there, it felt very easy to produce. How do I produce that power? Finish the darn backswing. Just like Jack said his whole life, I need to finish the backswing. And his little turn of the head is something that was very important for him to turn the backswing. If you look at my head position and lag, we talk about a 20-20 head position. We pre-turn it 20 degrees and we pre-tilt it 20 degrees. Why? Well, if I tilt it negatively this way, planet's in my way. So open, open, open. There we go. Now I have access, oh, look at that, to my target. If I overdo that, well, obviously now it feels like I'm going to catch the ground before I get to the ball. So what tilt do I need? If you look at Jordan Spieth's head at address, you're going to see the perfect head tilt. the 20-20 position that we're talking about. Why? Because Jordan's all about the darn target. He's not thinking about the golf swing. He's finding ways to pick his targets and to find his targets. He's always talking target with his caddy. I'm going to start it there, I'm going to end it there. Well, that's how you activate the proper self-preserving wires out of your system. So if you look at the Brandel Chambly was right or is right video, we're talking about, well, we need focus. Our focus has to be over there. So if I'm going to the no trespassing sign, so I got wet paint and no trespassing for my left-handed swing here. I'm going to start it over the wet paint sign, draw it to the right side of that. So my attention is on the right edge of that intermediate point. I'm going to gather that backswing and release to the wet paint. Spot on. And did you notice, you heard the contact? I mean, I really pummeled that shot. That was one of my first shots of the day. I'm not even warmed up yet. It was very easy for me to produce that shot because I finished the backswing. Okay? So, I'm going to hit a little fade. Left side or right side of that, ball a little forward. Here we go. So now I need to gather a huge backswing and stay to the right of that intermediate point. Gather. Look at that. Just ripped through there so easily because I finished my backswing. Huh? You're getting the theme now, right? So have a look at Finish the Backswing Like Bubba Watson video, part 1 and part 2, really important. Look at my video entitled Lower Body in the Backswing, and you'll see how the anatomy truly works. You'll see me using Scully, our skeleton here at the Richmond Hill Golf Learning Center. So it's really important to understand the anatomy of the human being. I did that when I was 17 years old on the Canadian Ski Patrol. I know my bone structure and my muscular structure, and I revisit that every single day. I have doctors who are my students. I have chiropractors. I have physiotherapists that I see on a regular basis. So this is really important, you guys. Brandel Chambly is really on the right track here. We gotta open our minds back up to that. It wasn't about, reducing the range of motion and being careful. It was about continuing on and deepening, getting deeper into that rabbit hole on our way to Wonderland. It's about getting in touch with what we do amazingly well. We're gravity freaking geniuses. We're amazing with gravity. And here we are trying to put the strings back onto Pinocchio and be careful, watch out, you got to be in these positions. Well, are those positions related to the target that you're trying to shoot for? If I'm going to the wet paint sign, which is the left edge of that intermediate point, that's way too far left. That's way too far right. That's left edge. That's still left edge. Okay, so now I'm on plane and I'm on target. Whoops, can't go there anymore. Whoops, can't go there anymore. I'm sticking it in the ground. Oh, I can go to left edge. There we go. So, left edge, left edge. Boom, wet paint, spot on. Okay? So stay tuned for some more. We're turning up the heat here at Wisdom in Golf. This has to happen. All the best.